Wangide. My name is Richard Laskley, Senior. I was born 82 years ago in Macy, Nebraska. What I'm going to do today, hopefully, is demonstrate a naming ceremony. How we went through giving our Indian names, which is a part of our tradition. It's living culture, and it's something that's been instilled within our tribe as far back as I can remember. And my memories go back to the 1940s, which is 82 years ago. Today is, what is today, November 27th?
Today is January 27th.
Today is January 27, 2026. So my memory goes back 82 years. Not the day I was born, but I can remember things when I was 3 years old. I remember my sister's funeral. She died when I was 3. And I remember the day that they had her funeral because it was raining out. But I've been watching our elders and our clan leaders give Indian names to our people since the 1940s. And I can honestly say this much today, that there isn't a real set pattern on how to give the name. I've seen people give names over the dinner table, telling a person, you're going to have this name. It was done in a real casual manner. And then I've seen our elder men do it with prayer, with ceremony. And so, I very seldom seen a real established procedure for doing it. But what I can remember by listening to our elders them days and up to now is that we start everything with tobacco. This tobacco is sacred, and remember that the tobacco isn't what we smoke in our cigarettes today. The tobacco that we used in ceremony is red willow, and it comes from a tree. And I was told this, that you gather your red willow after the last thunder and before the first thunder in the spring. So it's something that you do during the winter months. And I never learned why it was like that. It's something we always done, so I wanted to let that be known, that over the years it's changed. Today we use the tobacco. I've seen people take tobacco to our elders. I seen them use cigarettes. We've gotten away from the red willow offering a little bit, but there's still people that use it. I have red willow, that I got from the trees, and I know what it looks like, and it's hard to get, and today we look at doing things easier. So we go to the store, buy a pack of cigarettes, and use that. Even that is getting away from tradition. But anyway, that's how you begin. You take the tobacco to the clan elder. And if you're not familiar with our clans, we have the Tapa, the Hanga, the Inkesabe, and there's, from what I understand, 7, clans. I heard people say we got 10, but that's up for discussion too. Anyway, the clan leader, the clan elder, knows all the names that belong within the clan. Because you can go outside your clan if you talk to another elder in another clan that you're going to borrow the name from. So we have what they say, borrowed names. We borrow them from a different clan and we bring them into our clan and name somebody. We also can have more than one name. I was given the name Wang, song, it means song or sing. I don't remember getting that, so I must have gotten it at a maybe I was a baby when I got it. But then I got another name from a real well-respected elder. I remember her. Everybody called her Old Lady Blackbird. She was an old lady, I remember, and that was done right on the dinner table. I remember my mom told me to come and sit down, and I did. I sat, and the old lady, the elder, was sitting there at the table, and her and my mom, they were talking Omaha, and she was telling my mom that the name that I was going to get. And she gave me the name Gazube. So I have 2 Indian names, and we can do that, have more than one name. I thought I'd try to inform you on some of the things that I know. I don't know everything. But what I do know and what I remember hearing from our elders and experiencing, witnessing these things that I'm going to do. Like I say, there's no set pattern on how to start the ceremony, what to do, how to go through it. I remember this, that the person that gives the name, you pick 3 names. You introduce 3 names, and that's what I'm going to do. And out of them 3 names, while I'm praying, there's one of them going to come to me, and that's the name that I'm going to give. Let's imagine that the person I'm going to give the name to is either sitting here or standing next to me. Since I don't have a subject today, we'll just imagine. But we had different herbs in our ceremonies. We used cedar, we used sweetgrass, we used sage, and I know we use cedar mostly for everything, but I'm going to use sage. And everything that we use is sacred. There's a story behind that, how the sage came to us, how the cedar came, how all of these sacred herbs came. They're like an incense, and they're used to create a spiritual realm on what we're doing. Even other religions use it. I remember going to a Catholic mass, and they burn incense. And then I see the other religions that burn real sweet-smelling herbs. So This is used in a sacred way. And when I start, I'm gonna just imagine that I have the person sitting here, and I'm gonna, I'll explain as now. When we ashude, when we smoke a person off, and we use these things in our ceremony, always remember that one of the initial things that we do is we acknowledge the 4 directions. We acknowledge the west, north, east, and south. And I learned this much, that when we were in ceremony, we addressed the western direction with Ingdao Huto. That's what we refer to the western direction. And if you know your language, you know that Ingdao refers to an animal-like entity. And Huton refers to the sound an animal makes. Ingdao Huton, that animal making noise. And we're talking about the western direction. In other words, the thunder. You know, we say there's an animal that's making noise. That's when we refer to the thunder people, the thunder beings. So it takes on a very spiritual significance if you want to understand and you believe in our way. That's the western direction. And there's a name that goes with the other directions. I'm not familiar with that. But we acknowledge these people, the grandfathers that are standing in these 4 cardinal points. We acknowledge them. Because this sage, I was told, when you burn the sage, them spirits come. So, as Native people, we believe in the spirit world. So we want them to be a part of our ceremony. We want them to experience and to come to know the subject, this person here, by that name, whatever his Indian name is going to be. Because in ceremony, they're going to call him or her by that name. So that name is sacred. And that's how we're going to do this. I'm going to start my ceremony, and I want you to imagine that there's a person sitting here or standing here next to me that I'm going to give a name to. But it's going to be done through prayer and through ceremony. The way, like I say, the way I witnessed the naming. And remember that there was really no steps, like step 1, step 2, step 3, way of doing it. I said I'd seen men do it with eagle feathers, with the sacred herbs, and then I seen them just do it casually on a dinner table. And I seen one of our elders just say across the room, "This is going to be your name," you know, without ceremony or nothing, you know. So I guess it depends on who you talk to when you're doing these things. But you know, maybe that's a blessing in its own self, because it gives us the freedom to do these things even though they say we have to stick with tradition, you know, maybe somewhere within that way, there's a real set and recognized tradition. So get your mind set straight. You know, we're gonna begin. Brother.
Oh.
I'm gonna smoke you off because that's the way I believe that I've got to purify. Spirits are here. Spirits are. Let's bring the spirits. Aho. Ingano hutonishinga uwikanga. My grandfather is in this direction. I ask you to come today. We acknowledge you with the sacred smoke. I ask you to come to this naming and witness this, what we're doing, what we're going to give this gentleman. Going to give him his name that he's going to carry throughout this life. Wakanda, Creator, Ahu, Dade Dubanishinga, Niniba Hube, Ni Gaspe Hube. We come in the sacred manner, Wakanda, and we greet you this day. And we come on behalf of this person here. We're going to bestow his name according to his clan on him today. And he's going to carry this name in a sacred way, in a sacred manner. We come with this sacred herb, the sage that brings the spirits, the sage that brings those healing powers, and the sage that beckons those grandfathers in the four directions to come, to be a part of this, to be a part of this blessing for our relative here. This man, our relative, is a member of the Tapa clan, the deer clan. So we go within that family and we pick out the names. The three names that we have today: Dejugeska, white antelope; Nonkagleje, spotted back; Sindeska, white tail. These names that are a part of the deer clan. The people within that clan carry these names, and they carry them with pride. And the spirits come to know our relatives by this name. In ceremony, they call them through this name. And in everything that is sacred in prayer, they come to know this person by this name. So we ask the grandfathers to be a part of this. And we ask this person to be with us today with this identity, with this name. And I'm going to bring him up, grab his hand, bring him around, smoked him off. I smoked him off already when I smoked everybody off. Aho, Wakanda, Creator. We bring our relative in front of you today. You heard me mention the three names: Dejugaska, Nonkagleje, Sindeska. I want to bring Sindeska before you today. That's his name. And you will come to know him through this name. He will carry this name from now on. And I want to introduce him to the four directions. Aho. Ingalo hutonishinga. We bring before you Duum Ati Sindeska. You will come to know him by this name and address him in this manner in our ceremonies. Aho. My relatives in this direction we bring before you, Sindeska. This relative that you will come to know and guide him throughout his life by this name, we bring him before you today. Aho, my grandfathers in this direction, Dua Ma'ati Sindeska. You bless him in that manner and address him in that way. We say this to you in a sacred way today. Aho, my grandfather in this direction, Dua Ma'ati Sindeska. He carries this name within the Tapa clan, becomes a member of that clan with this name, and the four directions will come to know him by this name. We do this in a sacred way, Wakanda, with your guidance. We do this in a sacred way with the help of the four grandfathers standing in the four cardinal points. We do this in a sacred manner. And we introduce you to Sindeska. Aho, ewe the wangide. So that should end the ceremony. And I just want to refer to my brother. Did I leave anything key out, or?
It was good.
Pretty much good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's my knowledge or my way of giving a name, because I'm called on to give names, and that's, I do the best I can, but like I said, everybody does it different, so this here will be, is that still on? Yeah, this here will be a part of the preservation. I hope I've represented myself in a good way, and that this presentation will be taken in a good way by the relatives. Maybe there's other elders within our community now that's gonna say things differently, but that's okay, that's all right. They have a way to do their naming, and maybe we should come together and just talk, and go over, what we learned in life, because there's people gonna say that, something ain't right. But I take any criticism in a good way, because I'm just doing the best that I can. And I say thank you. Hopefully for you it was a learning moment, because for me it was a teachable experience. And I say thank you to everybody.